time.
This doesn't fuck up. This guy doesn't drink and come late. This guy doesn't have girl problems.
Yep.
This guy doesn't have a fucking non-stable life where he can't fucking perform.
So play what you want.
This guy is always on time and there for
He's
you.
got your back. He wants to sound.
He got your back. That's your buddy.
I'm excited for this. This is cool.
It's super cool.
All right. Well, here we go. Creatures Cortex
Yeah, start
podcast number 8.
I think so. Or 9.
No, it's 8.
I'm gonna call it 8.
With George and Drew. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you
guys.
for having us. Thank you.
So I've known George for quite a few years, and I don't know where you two met though.
I met George at a party. You guys, I was still a roadie in the time. You guys played a concert. I can't remember where. I don't think it was at the Script Club. I don't remember, but we had an after party at
Maybe Shredder.
behind the Script Club, and it was a late night. And I met this guy, and then he was there. You were there with a buddy.
Yeah, that was my cousin.
Who's
My cousin Daniel was with me, and my cousin Jonathan was there too.
That's right. That's
It was,
right.
it was a Tulpa concert. Yeah, and we went
yes.
there after the Tulpa concert.
That's right.
At our practice space. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
And so Drew, it was my first time meeting you.
First time meeting both of you guys, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I don't do too much. I just scream in a band and do tons of graphic design for all the cool people who let me.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you got some computer skills.
No, just drawing skills.
Oh, drawing
They
skills.
just translated really easily to computer skills.
Ah.
I don't know. I asked him if I have any computer problems.
So Control Alt Delete.
Yeah.
Control Alt Delete.
Pretty much.
Control S, Drew. Save your stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So, you guys are doing a project called Abandoned in the Abyss.
Yeah.
And I got to listen to, was it like almost 15 minutes worth?
Yeah. That's
And,
the first part of our demo that we're trying to work on to release. And right now, we'll have a single out hopefully within the next 4 to 5 months.
I really liked it. I listened to it all the way through 3 times, and it flowed really well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
really heavy, good rhythmic chugging. I dig stuff like that a lot. That's my style. I could crank that up in the car and maybe roll up next to someone and give them the look.
We're very breakdown heavy. We're deathcore. We love playing a lot of different breakdowns and there's a lot of death metal riffs and making it groove the whole time and making it very heavy. We like the mosh pit part of the
Yeah,
I was
whole
gonna
mosh
say,
pit.
vibes, yeah.
mosh pits for days. Yes.
Yeah.
What are you jamming?
I play an 8-string fan fret guitar. It's a Schecter Silver Mountain. I also have a Harley Benton little cheap guitar, but I upgraded the pickups on that to Fishman Fluids. But
So at least it sounds nice.
yeah, it sounds pretty good. I like the guitar. I think it has a set neck on it, and the paint job's fun. I'll show you in a few minutes.
Cool. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the Fishmans. I got some on a couple of my guitars.
Cool.
And your
This-
vocals and graphic design.
That's it.
So what got you into vocals?
I've just been listening to some heavy shit like my whole life, and I'm like, you know what? I could probably try and make it sound like that. And so I was like, I'm going to do it, and here I am, still doing it.
No, so on the demo there was dual vocals. Are you doing both those vocals, or are you partaking in the vocals too?
So we have a few surprises up our sleeve. We can announce a couple things about vocals yet because there's some featured vocalists that
Okay.
aren't ready to expose themselves yet.
Sure. So wait for the surprise. He
Yeah,
says.
yeah, and
Surprise.
Drew does do a lot of the layers on the vocals that you hear on the recording of that
Yeah.
one song. Who will sing in those parts live? We'll
It's
see.
very Dying Fetus to me. I liked it a lot. I was like,
That's
Hell
nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, are you a part of Inner Beast, Drew?
I absolutely
Okay.
am.
Well, let's get into that a little bit then.
Okay.
Definitely.
Go ahead, gentlemen.
So Inner Beast is a nonprofit organization here in Idaho.
you mean it's not just a band?
It is not just a band,
Right.
and I'll get to that too.
Cool.
So Inner Beast started as a band, but it eventually formed into a nonprofit organization. And what we do is we look for opportunities within our community to help people, whether it be with bands, whether it be with art or like different life skills. We have workshops, like if you wanted to like come learn like live sound, we're gonna have a live sound workshop here soon, you know. And, if
And
you
it's
wanna
very important, all these little different aspects of music, and no one teaches you that, so that's really cool.
and that's always been a struggle in my life, was having to learn
Same.
everything myself until YouTube came out, you know. And
Yeah,
YouTube is great for that.
yeah.
If you didn't
And-
know, you can kind of learn pretty
Yeah, you
easily.
can.
that's how I
now.
taught myself how to nunchuck.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
and do
100%.
construction.
You're such a good nunchuck artist. I see all your videos when you do it, and I'm like, how does he that good? You know,
I've been meaning to go through and do like a routine and release another video. It's been a while. They're so fun, you know. It's not a novice weapon though.
no,
Yeah.
I've hurt myself with a pair before, just trying to use them one time.
I started
Most
with
people have.
I started with the foam chucks and worked up.
I bet.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go on about the Inner Beast.
Oh, you're all good.
Yeah.
Inner Beast is more than just the music, though. Like I said, we want to focus on community building and getting people together. We plan to have like every 4 months have a big event, like whether it be a festival or a big concert that's like an all day concert.
Cool.
And it's gonna be more than just a concert. It's gonna be like games and raffle and food and just a fun event, you know. And
An entire experience.
yeah, exactly.
All around.
And we want to invite the
Not
entire
just
community.
And we'd love
Yeah.
to be a part of that. You know, once we get our band rolling again, because we got some good music coming up. I can't wait to show you. Actually,
I'm excited.
really good guitarists. You'll enjoy it.
So I only know a little bit of the history of your band, but I wanted to ask you. So you guys started like, was it like super early, like 2004, or was it later than that, like 2009?
When was that, Chad?
Let's see here. Probably,
When did Patrick pass?
probably 2007.
2007. Okay.
Yeah. So all right. So it's a weird story. I met a friend of mine, Patrick, who I was working over at Johnny Carino's, and you know, I was experimenting with like, I wasn't a very good guitar player, but I was, you know, good enough just to have some fun. I had this little mixing machine, and I was mixing like electronic beats with metal guitar, and I was
Yeah,
just
you were
I was
rap
just,
beats.
yeah, rap beats, having
That's
a
so
great
cool.
time. Okay.
Love it.
And my buddy Patrick, straight metalhead, right? He's like, "Hey, I want to start a metal band," you know, and I was like, "Okay." And so we started something, and then he introduced me to Chad, and then we were jamming for a couple months before, you know, tragedy, and then after that, through that we met Raider. Well, you already knew Raider.
I'd already known him,
Yeah.
but through the wake for Patrick,
Yeah.
Raider came through the wake and, you know, was instantly involved because Patrick had wanted Raider to come do the vocals.
So yeah, and then we started. Was it Brutality Through Reality was the first version, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I think that was our first name was Brutality Through Reality, and then we went to Nibiru.
The Bureau.
Nibiru.
Yeah.
Raider was in Nibiru, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I remember him talking about
And
that.
Brutality Through Reality as well.
Oh, okay.
And then we found out Nibiru was already taken by some other bands.
Yeah, like a pop
Yeah,
metal or
and
something.
And so
What?
It's strange.
that
We're like,
that
oh,
was
shit.
that
Shout
was
out to
before I
Nibiru.
knew how to pre-search band names.
YouTube it.
You know, because now like when I come up with a band name, I make sure nothing pops up. Like no one's else took in it, and it's challenging. It's really challenging to find a band name. Good luck to
Yeah.
anyone,
It's
right?
rough out
Yeah.
there.
Even if you make up your own word, it's probably a band name already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some strange twist to it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
Cut
so,
bags.
but I've gotten kind of good at it over the years. But it's just from lots of practice. All right. So, have you seen went to any shows here lately?
Yeah, we actually just went to Necrogoblicon.
Bro, I love that band.
I love
I
it
seen
too.
them last year with Deathclock and Dragon Force. Amazing.
Hell
So
yeah.
So how was it?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Dickie Allen is their new vocalist, you know, and he's so good at vocals. We got to get a picture with him. And,
Nice.
the guitars were really fun, and I love how it's like really melodic, but then it gets really heavy, you know.
Oh,
and
they do a crazy like up and down with all their music. It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan.
Huge fan.
You think they would be kind of corny for like I'm not trying to say they're a gimmick band, but you know, because they have the Goblin thing. But those guys are amazing musicians. Their music is solid, and
Super technical.
if you ever get a chance, go see them. Like
Hell yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
And I went to go see Up Sulfur. I love Ricky Hoover's vocals, but I missed them just by a little bit.
Yeah.
I did get to see Revocation though, and they're really
They
good.
Revocation's
they're
sick.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Yeah. Love his warrior.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Oh, dude.
Reverse headstock.
Yep, 7-string reverse headstock. Oh, fuck. Love that thing.
So cool.
So me and Chad just got to go see Cradle of Filth.
Oh, sick.
cool.
How was that?
That's the first time they've been here,
It
right?
was, I don't know, but maybe because I've never seen them roll through before,
Yeah,
and
wow,
I was so excited when I seen it. I was like, "No, you're joking me, right?" And so yeah,
We had to go. It was cheap. It was like $40.
Oh,
Dude, it's crazy. At the Rev.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a smaller venue. What was kind of sad was, as fans of metal, we know how big having Cradle of Filth here is.
Oh yeah.
Right? They are supreme musicians. They don't fuck up. They can play without even thinking and looking. They put on a great show.
One of the world's best.
One of the world's best black metal bands.
Mm.
$45 at the Rev, and there wasn't too many people there. So it was great for us, but I feel bad for the band. I'm like, they're never going to play here again.
Willie
Aw.
Nelson was playing at the same time,
Yeah,
though.
that's what
So
it was.
I think
Willie Nelson was here, so there was a split,
yeah,
right? We have which ones of you are black metalers and which one of you are a little on the lighter side of metal.
so this is Idaho, so I'm sure Willie Nelson went out on a lot of those people.
He did.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Amazing show. And now I just need to go see Demi Borgir, and I've had all my black metal dreams fulfilled, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because we got to see Flesh God Apocalypse already.
That was such an awesome show.
That
I
was a
can't
great
believe
show.
I missed it. It's so late.
I can't believe they played at the Shredder.
Yeah.
I
showed
heard
him the
so
set.
many things about that night, how magical it was, how everything was like a movie. Oh.
It's crazy because they told us that part of their entourage broke down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they were missing part of the gig, right? Part of them weren't there. It was a less spectacular show, they say, but no, it wasn't any less spectacular.
Solid. Yeah, it
That was
100%
amazing.
solid.
I've seen videos.
Mm.
It looked nuts.
I remember how proud I was of our local music community because, like, we were sitting there out in our car just waiting for the show to start, and all of a sudden the band show up, and every single person that was outside started helping the band take all their gear in, like all the different bands, and it was like it was meant to be. And all the bands, because they were there late, they had to play a shorter set, but it like worked really well. They were all programmed on. They didn't have like a bunch of tube amps. They just all were plugged into the PA, and it was simple. It was like 5-minute transitions. And Flesh God Apocalypse, I
Slayed.
can't believe how well they were.
It was amazing. Yeah, I'm so glad. I got to touch the piano while I was walking by because they had the little hall with the arcade, and I walked by. I was like, oh, I touched it.
I love their custom
Uh,
instruments, crafted in Italy. They are so beautiful. I love it.
I like the guy from Obscura's guitar. His guitar is really cool looking.
So, but yeah, as far as shows coming up, we got Cypress Hill. I'm definitely going to. I got to see them a few years ago, and amazing. I've been a fan of theirs since I was a kid, and so 100% recommend seeing them. They still lay it down just as good as they have ever done. It's good. So I believe that's at the Gardens. I haven't been to that venue yet.
The Botanical Gardens?
Botanical,
Yeah. It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
Good outdoor venue.
So I'm excited to go and see that venue because I like going to different venues. One that's on my hit list is the Red Rock over in Colorado. I got to go see a show there. Have to.
It looks pretty cool. I
Yeah.
don't lie, yeah,
It looks epic.
for sure.
Yeah, I've never been there yet.
Got to see a really good show if I'm going to travel that far. It got to be like solid, right?
Kind of like the old. Everybody's got to check out the Gorge just to see it once.
What's the coolest venue you guys have ever been to?
Ever been to or played?
Both.
Good question.
Okay. Okay. My very first concert, I was living in San Jose, and Metallica was coming over to Palo Alto, and it was a big, giant outdoor amphitheater, right? So I got tickets for me and my girlfriend at the time. We go there, and I still think this is literally, and after thousands of shows, I mean thousands, I'm not lying, this is probably the biggest show I've ever been to. It was huge. It was like 3 gigantic, like big slices of field, and when their moshing was going, there was like multiple different gigantic mosh pits. It was crazy.
That's
And
cool.
I'm
That's
sitting
so
up in the back
cool.
because this is my first concert. I'm just like tripping. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, it was Metallica, Alice in Chains, and Days of the New, I believe.
Dang.
That was my first concert.
That's all I know.
And Shoreline Amphitheater was the amphitheater. Okay. The second concert I went to, still living in the Bay Area, seeing Ozzy Osbourne, and I was Black Sabbath, Pantera, and the Deftones. Yeah, where the Sharks play there in San Jose, and I went and seen that. And so, man, I got off to a good start as far as concerts go, and as far as the greatest venues, man, I can't really say it. There's been a venue that's really, really impressed me. As far as being just spectacular by itself.
Let's just say the best one so far, though.
The one in Bend is really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where in Bend did you play?
I didn't play there. I've went down there to see a couple shows. I went and seen Stick Figure last year. Reggae, really, really chill, awesome.
Didn't you go see Tenacious D there?
I did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I got to see them at Blue Ridge Rock
With
Festival.
Puddles, the Pity Party, it was a singing clown that killed it. It
That's
was
cool.
amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so I like to go see some good shows whenever I can. When I can make time.
Okay, my coolest concert I've ever been to, and it's not even just a concert, it's like a whole event. Kind of like what you're talking about, a community that takes care of each other. It's called Barter Fair in Tenasket, Washington.
Oh,
Any of you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, so it's like mini concerts, and it's like a hippie thing, right? You go there, tons of hippie fun, circles, raves, all kinds of stuff, partaking. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So that one's pretty cool.
How long is it?
Let's see. It's like, if you get the extended pass, it's like 2 weeks total that you could camp out there.
That's still
Dang.
really cool.
Right, and that's like the vendors that do that, right? They get to get there
Okay.
first, hang out around the circle,
Set
pit,
up.
set
Gotcha,
up, get
gotcha.
everything cool, get their tents out if they're running a tent, blah blah blah, right? Get products set up. But for your average person, you get 1 week.
Okay. That's still a long festival.
It's a pretty long festival, and the tickets are like 3 days or the 1 week. So you get to decide if you just want to be there for a couple days or if you want to be the full experience.
I really wanted to take the septic area down to the Area 51 event when they were going. I was serious. I was like, let's get some generators.
Yeah,
let's
water.
drive down there.
Yeah.
Let's play. Get our band like fired up.
Hey,
Let's
we were
play.
gonna take water and sell water too. That was gonna be
Oh,
our
yeah.
hustle to get there.
And tinfoil hats, right?
Yep.
You have to sit there and make tinfoil hats selling to people.
And probably my favorite place to play at now is the Shredder because Flesh God Apocalypse played there. But previously to that was Justin Cantrell's old place. What was it? The Gusto, downtown Boise, with the roll-up glass windows and the half pipe in it.
Yeah, that was super cool.
And
I don't
that
think I've
was,
been there.
that was right when that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
This is almost 20 years ago, and this is when we first started as a band. Cantrell let us jam there.
Nice.
That was a great one. I know you remember it.
Heck yeah. So what about you guys? What's the best venue that you've seen,
That I've seen,
that you've been to, that you personally experienced?
that I've experienced, I think the best one that I've been to, because like I'm not going to count the festivals because the festivals have cool layouts in their own way,
Right.
especially if there's
Right.
camping and stuff. Like
For sure. Yeah.
it's different. But venue wise, there's this place that I went to about a year or two ago in Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's called in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's called JJ's, and this place was like the size of the knitting factory, if not bigger.
Yeah.
But like the outside had like chill lounge areas where you could smoke and play like badminton, and there was like a bar out there and everything, and you could get food or whatever you wanted out there, and the inside was just much nicer, and there was like this cool separation. There's two areas. There's like the pit stage area, then there's the general stage area, and it costs $10 more for a pit pass. You can go into this pit area. It's like there's that separate mosh pit going on there, and there's the back mosh pit.
See, that's reasonable.
Yeah, $10, right?
And here's a lot of things I've been seeing in these big venues is they're setting up seats now, and then there's the little pit areas, this little blocked off, like maybe 20, 30 feet back, but it's like really small and really expensive. And I really feel like they're really putting money in front of the concert experience, right? They're really, it's shameful. The venues that are doing that. And I don't want to point them out because I love all the concert venues and they're bringing people here, but let's not do that. Like when you go to a metal show, all right, I don't want to have to pay $200 to go down to
front
Okay.
area.
That is
So this one was so
Not
small.
cool.
This one, the one at that venue, like I'll give them a little bit of credit. It was really small.
Hmm.
It was enough for like probably like 100 people to stand in, but it was still
Dude,
like right there.
$10 is reasonable.
Yeah,
right? For
exactly.
a difference.
Yeah,
right? We're not
$10
talking
isn't
about 40 to 200 difference, which is outrageous.
And like festivals, I won't name any, but most of them charge an outrageous price for their VIP tickets and experiences. And
Yeah, thousands.
What disappoints me is like they have these disability services, and they're supposed to be like ADA certified or capable, and these places where they sit, the handicapped people are like very far in the back on the left, or like not right there in the front of the experience, and it's like they should be able to be right on stage, right there. Like I really despise that, and I see it as a modern trend. And
Actually, when I went to the Cypress Hill concert, I had a guy in a wheelchair right next to me, and like everyone grabbed the wheelchair, and I helped him. We all lifted it up, and it was like you see pictures of it all the time. But yeah, we did it.
That's fun to see.
And he was super zazzed up about it, and
That's cool.
probably made his day.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet it probably made his life. You know.
Yeah, so it was super cool. Should we move on to movies?
Yeah, move it on, dude.
All right. So we asked you what kind of what movie you guys want to talk about, and you said Barbarian. So me and Chad have not seen it, so we're going to rely on you. I'll just kind of ask you some questions about it. So what about Barbarian did you like?
What set it off?
Yeah, what set it off for you?
So Barbarian was a movie that came out in 2022, I believe, and I watched it not knowing what it was called or anything. I just watched it as a random movie. I probably torrented it or something, and Drew kept on talking to me about it. He's like, "You have to watch this movie," and I finally am like, "Okay, I'll watch it." And I watched it, and it was a movie I already saw. I was like, "Oh yeah!" But so this movie, what's great about it is it leads up like a normal horror movie, and then it gets to the part where like horror starts, and then it just cuts to like happiness, and it's kind of like a comedy, a black comedy in a way, and it mixes like the stuff you're scared of in the basement with irony and lethargism and stuff.
I like
great.
that, or it's not too serious. It brings in a little bit of levity, and then back to the
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the tension in it is nuts.
That's
it's like
cool.
You feel anxious the whole movie because you're like, what's going to happen next?
I watched the preview. The preview was awesome. I was like, oh, I can't believe I haven't seen this yet. So I'm definitely going to watch it soon. All right. So what about quotability? Do you have any good quotes that you would remember, be able to tell a buddy?
There's this creature on it.
Go back there. That's the best quote.
Yeah.
There's this creature on it, and it is trying to be a mom, and it says "Mama."
Yeah.
And it's very horrible, but you'll remember that for the rest of your life after you watch it.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
So you want to talk about the movie that me and you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, we get down to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so
Nice.
Cool.
So tell us about that.
Well, yeah, it's 35th anniversary recently.
Hell yeah.
I hate to think about it in that kind of context. 35 years ago.
35 years ago in the rubber suits.
I'm sitting there on a VHS tape, plopping it in, watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, dreaming about martial arts.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did that movie do for you guys? Because I know what it did for me.
I just kept on looking for the guys' like teeth and stuff in the mouth. I couldn't stop looking at the costumes. I remember I was a little kid when I saw it. I was like, "This is the coolest thing ever."
I was really young as well when that came out, but I remember thinking the turtles in a big city was a cool thing, because like it's not a normal thing you'll go see in a city. And a rat though, like their master, you'd see that any day, but the turtles, that's like the rare thing. So them being ninjas or whatever they're supposed to be.
It kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, we knew about the cartoons, but when the movie came out, like it just smashed and
blockbuster.
Set off the whole genre,
franchise.
Yeah. For me, I was always big into martial arts. I love martial arts, and so I grew up in the Batman animated series and Ninja Turtles and Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris and all these legends, and so that was something that really inspired me. And so Yeah.
So who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I bet you can't guess.
Let me guess. Is it-
Michelangelo. You know it. Cowabunga, dude. What about you, Chad? Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Oh, Mikey's always the best, dude.
It's everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
See, he just rules.
I'm a Donatello guy.
Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
I love the staff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was always Brainiac. Or no, Donatello was the sword, right?
No, that was Leonardo.
Yeah, Leonardo's the
Leonardo.
sword,
Donatello's the bow staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
staff.
He's
That's
also
right,
the
that's
tech.
right.
You were right. He's the tech guy for sure.
So Drew and I played the Ninja Turtles side scroller game. that
Oh,
came
Shredder's
out.
Revenge.
Yeah,
or
we,
was a return or whatever it was.
so fun.
Yeah,
We played that for hours.
Good. Good.
It melted the whole day.
I love the old video games, and I love a good side scroller. Which actually kind of brings us into almost our next subject. But we were going to go into TV first.
Kill Bill TV show coming out soon
Mm.
this fall.
Kill
Really?
Bill TV show,
Mhm.
really?
Yep, 10 episodes.
Hmm.
Well,
Now
I mean, not to
it's
steer
Quentin
away.
Tarantino.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino's doing it. Not to
Really?
steer away from movies, but you guys remember the Toxic Avenger?
Yeah.
I
Toxic
do.
Avenger movie coming out
Yeah, I'm
again.
ready for that.
They're ready to do it right. Not that the 80s one was bad. That was great in its own way, but
Trump movies are great.
yep.
I love Trump.
But yeah, that Kill Bill one's cool.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
But speaking of TV, you guys probably remember because this was a little bit after the TMNT. Do you guys remember the Gargoyles show?
Oh,
Of course,
absolutely.
yeah.
There we go. Okay, now we're getting there.
Oh,
Which
the
was-
Gargoyles
which is
live
pretty
action's
much-
coming out soon.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's
I wonder who's
gonna
going to
be
play
so
Optimus. Or, sorry, Goliath. Goliath. I just
I just-
Optimus. I'm Transformers.
We got a theory on it, dude. Probably number one.
good. Well, I think
Probably number
for
one himself.
David Xanatos, they definitely need to bring back Riker. I can't remember his name. I know it. Hang on. There was a lot of the Star Trek: The Next Generation characters that were the voice actors for the show, and David Xanatos.
They'll probably be back.
He looks like David Xanatos. He would be perfect for that role, and I'm sure his acting skills are still sharp. He just got done doing some Star Trek shows not too long ago.
Mhm.
Jonathan Frakes, that's the man.
Okay.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes. So, but yeah, Gargoyles. That's a good one. You brought up that. I love that show.
That was a great show.
Phenomenal.
Yep,
show.
I'm excited to see the live action that they're doing.
Yeah. You guys watch any TV? You guys got any TV shows that you're into?
Oh man.
I'm a big South Park guy.
Bro.
And it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
And it's been over a year since they released anything. And when they did release something, it was only one special, and they didn't release anything for a whole year before that. So I've been watching it since the beginning of time, and I love it. I can't wait for the new South Park.
I'm wearing a South Park.
Yes, Crimson Dawn. Yes.
Yes, I seen that shirt. I was like, I gotta have that. Yeah. What about you? What are you into?
I mean, I also watch a lot of South Park. I mean, I keep it pretty classy. I watch like Rick and Morty.
Okay, what is your
South Park.
favorite South Park episode off the top of your head?
Oh, okay. Jeez, I just watched the Imagination Land one. I'm gonna say that 'cause that was the coolest. Was it a trilogy?
Yeah, it's a trilogy.
Yeah, I just watched the Imagination Land trilogy for South Park recently after never seeing it before, and that is hands down the most insane thing I've seen in my entire life. That was the coolest war. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that hands down.
Okay, what about you, George?
I like the episode where Kenny gets a PSP, and he goes to heaven and controls the whole battle between heaven and hell with his golden PSP that he gets, and that's a pretty good episode.
I gotta probably know what yours is.
Go cheesing.
Oh,
I love
100%.
that one.
Guessed it. Yeah.
Cheesing.
What do they call that one? Major boobage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was the Club Purge. And they did
Yes.
the
It's
spin-off
Lebeau.
of 300. Yeah, Lebeau.
It's Lesbos.
It's Lesbos. This is Lesbos. It does it. Oh, man. It's such a good episode. Honestly, that was probably some of the best comedy on earth right now.
Agreed.
Have you ever watched Paradise PD?
No.
So there's a show on Netflix that got canceled, and it is to the vulgarity of South Park, but it is hilarious.
I'll
It
check
is
it
so
out.
bad. It is horrible. If you're expecting something clean like Family Guy, don't watch it. But if you want something that's just mentally disturbing and funny, so funny that you will laugh on the floor crying, Paradise PD is the show to watch. It is an animated show, but I can't stop laughing every time I watch it.
Nice. Paradise PD.
Yes.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Okay. My wife has been. She has the VPN now, so we've been tuning into Australian TV. Okay, and check this out. In Australia, they got this show called what is it? It's Hardcore Pun. All right, and it's like dead in the middle of, I guess, Detroit, and you could just imagine the people.
That one's funny.
It is hilarious. Yeah,
That was
people
funny.
go in there.
I've seen that one. I
literally
love that one.
argue with these people, and it's probably huge.
Their
there.
big security guy too takes them
love-
out. And
My
Yeah.
favorite, dude.
I love when like the people steal from them and stuff like that, and then they confront them, and they're really loud towards them too.
Or they just come in and demand their stuff. And, it's hilarious. And so yeah, my wife's been obsessed with that show, and like leaving it on late at night. I'm just like waking up in the middle of the night going, "Oh, what the heck? Who's arguing?"
I definitely feel like that one's better than Pawn Stars.
It definitely has more drama.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if it's actually real or not. I don't think it actually is, but it's definitely fun to watch. It reminds me of a lot of pawn shops in bigger cities that I've lived in.
So on the video games, what have you been into, Chad?
Well, I'm excited not to steer too far past the TV section. The Twisted Metal Season 2 is coming out soon.
What'd you think of the first season?
I didn't mind it, but it wasn't my favorite. I don't think they did Twisted Metal justice. I really don't.
Have you guys seen that?
I've not.
No.
I would watch it.
I
though.
haven't seen it yet. I was a big Twisted Metal fan myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you
it
play
was-
video games,
Yeah.
you were a Twisted Metal fan.
Yeah.
PS1.
It looked like your parents didn't want you to play it.
Your parents didn't want you to play because Rob Zombie's blasting in the background, and
Uh,
you're going around on a murder spree in your car
That's right.
with rockets strapped to the top,
That's right.
fighting
right.
Sweet Tooth.
Yep.
That
Yep.
game was like a Vigilante 8. You remember
Mhm.
that one?
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that one.
Season 2. All right. Well,
Season 2
Yeah.
is coming out, but too far from video games. Still playing a little bit of Fortnite. It's the Star Wars season, so we got lightsabers. You can go around, pick up a lightsaber, pick up different blaster rifles, so unlimited ammo. So it's a little bit different. You guys play Fortnite at all?
I do not.
No.
I heard that I heard that Star Wars is out on it though, but I did hear that they lost a lot of their users this last month that they released it. So I'm curious, like, do you think it's cool as a Star Wars fan?
I don't think it's bad. So I understand why people are quitting that game left and right. There's so many cheaters in it, and you could manipulate the game in a lot of ways,
I see.
right? Especially for people who are actually hardcore gamers. Like,
that are
I
actually
compete in
actually
Call of Duty.
grinding and just getting wiped out by people that are
Yeah.
botting. Or,
yep, like the ranking system if you're playing rank, because I like playing rank games, right? My kids don't, but I mean, when I'm playing, I like rank games because PvP is my shit, and I like fighting other people. So the highest I've been able to get is Platinum 2, but then there's also Diamond, and then like one more league above that are like the sweats that play the game all day, every day. So, I mean, I've done okay, but I see why it loses a lot of people because you could pretty blatantly see the cheats and nothing's really done about it, I don't think.
I see.
Because it's not like, unless you go to a tournament, you sign up for a special tournament, you're not making money, you're just playing to have fun, right? So, I mean, I kind of understand why they don't do anything about it. If you don't want to do that, pick a different game, whatever, right? You're always going to have cheating everywhere you go, in every game pretty much, right? People manipulate them, but
Oh yeah.
there's no cheating in Super Mario Brothers.
that's true. That's true.
The very first one. There's no online. All right, that's when you bought a game and it was complete. Right? There's no downloadable
back
content.
in the day
Yeah.
when you bought an actual game instead of renting the rights.
Oh yeah. What about you guys? You guys into any video games?
Oh, we
Yeah.
played
All right.
new-
Tell me what you're into.
New Tony Hawk remastered.
Ooh yeah.
Nice.
So I love some
Yeah.
Tony Hawk.
Oh,
I used to
man.
grind on that game.
Yeah,
Yep.
we've
Yeah.
turned out on that for how many months now? I don't even know.
If you couldn't clear the warehouse in one try, were you a real skateboarder?
I was not then, because damn, it takes a minute.
That's funny. That's like the last challenge I actually did was do the whole first level, all the challenges in one try, and I actually did it. I was like, yeah, I still got it.
Once you have it mapped out and you know where you have to grind and carve and everything, dude, it gets a little bit easier. But yeah, that was a great
The
one.
most extreme skateboard game that was ever made, and will ever, every skateboard game forever will have to compare itself to.
Tony
Tony
Hawk.
Hawk.
Yeah.
Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's awesome.
In the last like 5 months, I've played Resident Evil 4
Oh,
10 times.
tell me
Oh,
about
the
my,
remake.
Yeah, the
Love that
remake.
my brother is a huge Resident Evil fan, so tell me about it.
Yeah, 9's coming
So-
out soon.
Oh, yeah.
Snow for it.
So I love Resident Evil 4. That game when it came out, the story of it like blew my mind, and it had like all the horror elements, and it felt like zombie and getting trapped in places and doing rescue missions all at once, you know. And it was
It had the different movements to it.
yeah,
Yep, it had the new movement system with the aim point.
yep, and then the third person view and stuff like that, the way it was, you know, and it was a really cool game. And
Yeah.
when they brought it back as the remaster, I'm like, I don't know, we'll play it. You know, it was a complete redo of the whole game, and they left some parts out, but put new parts in too, and they just made the game really good. It was better than the original, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
That's hard to do.
so you can play it over and over again and collect what your weapons and make them upgrade them and get them all the way. So like one of the first things I did was save up to get the unlimited ammo rocket launcher.
Nice.
So then I fucking played the game all the way through over and over again with that thing.
Yeah, because the rocket launcher definitely eases up, you know. Screw you, dog. What was that? A big monster dude?
You're on the bridge at the very end.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
So do you still go through the entire village? I'm assuming.
Yes, you go through the village.
Right. Get the
So,
president's daughter.
Yep. Same
Gotta-
story.
Same story. Did they go more in depth in the village and the area, or was it still about the same? Where it's like 3/4 of the game, and then you get to the castle, and you're like, okay, fuck, I'm finally almost there.
It's so what they did better is they made the map more connected. So if you wanted to, after you like discover the lake and stuff like that, you can go back to the village from the other side and come back around and go in a whole circle if you want to, you know. And they just added a lot more detail to it. Like the buildings are pretty much all the same, except they add different things and different objects in them and stuff. And so there's Easter eggs in parts. Like if you thought a certain puzzle or a certain item was in a certain spot from the first game, you go there and there'll be like some like treasure there, you know, because you do that, you know.
And there was always lots of good puzzles in those games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so did you still have to shoot the blue circles, the gems?
Yes.
Nice.
The merchant has a bunch of quests, and I complete every single quest, no matter. I get 100% of the game every single time, so I can get as much money as possible. If that makes
Nice.
sense. So
So I downloaded this game called Dead Cells, and I did it because it was a Castlevania version, and
Okay.
I was a huge Castlevania fan. I
Yeah.
still am, right? And so I started playing it, and it was freaking amazing. And I enjoy a good side scroller game, and this side scroller kicks ass. I have been addicted to this. I've been like glued into it for a couple weeks now.
hell yeah.
You know, and there's still like lots more content. It's not a game that I just ran through and been like, oh, I'm done. So yeah, a lot of props to this game.
What is it on?
I got it on my Switch.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
on everything.
Is it?
Yeah, Dead Cells, very cool. As far as Metroidvania games, this one is I give it an A rank, right?
Cool.
It's no joust, but it's okay.
Wait, have you played Blasphemous then?
No,
Oh, okay. I played the first and second ones. Those are some of the hardest Metroidvania games I've ever played.
I've also been looking at those ones, and
The
so
art direction for it's insane. Like
Nice.
if you like, it's like Dark Souls, but like extra intense with the visuals.
I
But
love good
it's all
side
it's all
scrollers.
pixel art too. It looks nuts. Yeah, no, I love that game. If anyone throws on that game, I want to see them complete it because it's hard. It is
Cool.
not easy at all.
yeah, and those side scroller games are not easy. All right,
Yeah, normally by design they're pretty challenging. But, like,
Mhm. Yeah, they make them pretty intense.
Speaking of side scrollers, have you played that Ninja Turtles game that we were talking about?
Oh yeah, many times.
It's so
Love it.
fun.
oh, the OG one.
If you haven't played it, play it. It's so
is
fun.
it one of the older ones?
Yeah, it's
It's-
Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge.
I'm sure I have.
Yeah, they remastered it for PS4.
I thought
right?
so. I was gonna say I thought they did a remake maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they have 2 remakes now.
Oh, two. Okay.
Yeah, and they have the first one and the second one, and they're both really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
The new one, like I said, it melted an entire day of our time. We were like, we're gonna write music, and we're like, actually, we're gonna play Ninja Turtles until
Nice.
2 in the morning. But no, it was great.
So moving into books, you guys book guys, you read?
I mean, I'm
It
trying
could be
to-
even like music books or auto books. You
I
like,
do read a little bit.
what do you?
I'm trying to read House of Leaves right now, but it's hard to read.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
some books are. You know,
well,
it's
no,
really
it's
hard to read them.
by design. It's like they print it weird.
Hmm.
Like it goes side to the page, and then you have to like look in certain pages for the rest of the paragraph.
No, really.
It's like a puzzle
Crazy.
of a story, and it's really fucked up too.
Okay.
Yeah, House of Leaves.
Yeah. What about you, George?
I like reading a lot of science books, and
I love some good science fiction.
one of the things that I read lately was this book called, I read it before, it's called A Mind for Numbers. And I believe the author's name is Barbara Oakley.
Okay.
I might be wrong about that, but
all right.
The book basically is about using your brain and learning how to learn. And one of the things it teaches about is mental chunking. And it teaches you that you use your focus mode of your brain, and then you use your diffuse mode of your brain. And like when you're focusing on something, like that's when you're using your focus mode. But when you're just like doing your day and you have like the back thoughts, you're not actually focused on something, that's when your brain's like just in diffuse mode. Or when you're sleeping, you know, like that's diffuse mode. And your brain goes back and forth to chunk all this information. So basically she teaches you processes on how to chunk information.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting.
I'm gonna check this out because I'm big into psychology and mental tricks that arm you with ability to do certain things, and actually kind of getting into. I'm gonna start reading into astroplaning because I've listened to some people recently saying that's real. Like some people could really do it, and so.
Could you describe astral planing?
All right, so that's you.
I think he means astral projecting.
Yeah,
Okay.
or same kind of thing.
Astral
You go
projection.
into a deep meditation and you project,
Your consciousness goes to a different place.
Okay.
Kind of like quantum teleportation.
and so like people could locate people and things, and
See the unseen.
the military has even got like people that like their job is to like astral plane and protect secrets from other like mental projectors, and this is like
interesting.
this is real documented things that is going on.
You were
right
talking
now.
about meditation, and we were talking about the focus and diffuse mode of the brain.
Yeah,
and that book I was just recently talking about, it goes over how to get to that diffuse state of mind so you can meditate. And
can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So like, there's a lot of techniques where you have to like breathe, and you have to like clear your conscious from every little thought, which is hard for a lot of people. Some people think they can't do it, but what it is a repetition of practice to be able to get to that state of diffuse, where it's just like if you're trying to meditate. So like going to a place that has less distractions and finding like if you start thinking about a thought, like find something to reel you back in. Like, so like what I like to do is like close my eyes. I'm just like, think of the color black.
That's the easiest one.
Yeah, that's the easiest one. And just think of nothing but black. It's just black. And if you start thinking about anything else, any of those thoughts that are spiraling in your head, you just go back to that color black.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah, I've never heard of that, but nice. All right, and so how do you tell you're in this diffuse state? There's a feeling coming over you, or?
And I think that's the thing is because you're not in your focus mode of thinking, you're diffuse, so you won't be able to tell consciously at that time, because it's like
you get into it.
Yeah, once you get into it, you're in this state that's just like not focusing on anything,
Yeah, man, the mind is an amazing, has amazing abilities, and the ancient man, I do believe, had a lot more control over it than we do now in our modern age. We were so focused on our technology and our phones or screens, I like to call it. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a screen, right?
Yeah, they shared wisdom.
Yeah.
It's obviously they were more connected on our like ley lines and grid lines of the power lines of Earth, right? They were much more in tune with that than we are, or at least that we think. Right?
There's real magic, and it's science really, but yeah, there's real.
With science,
magical people that had more in tune with certain things and been taught from their fathers and their grandfathers things that they learned, and just by hapstance, right? They stumbled upon something cool, right, that no one else knew, and that was magic to everyone else. That was technology to them, right? And anyone else that didn't know what it was magic. So anyways, we're kind of into books, so me I have a ton of books, but I pulled out one that I've enjoyed is the Klingon Dictionary. Okay, I don't know, are you guys Star Trek fans?
I love the movies.
Yeah,
the movies are my favorite.
Nice. I'm a big Star Trek guy. I got
The older movies.
bunch of Star Trek stuff. But the Klingons are awesome. I actually want to get like the Klingon Empire tattoo with my brother.
Cool.
We like to go to Comic Cons and meet the actors every now and then.
Where'd you get it, on your shoulder?
I don't know. Like, maybe my left leg is kind of needing some tattooing. All right, there's all kinds of prime real estate still.
Hell yeah.
If I had more money, I'd probably be super tattooed up.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Someday when all the rest of my priorities are taken care of, I'll totally get it done.
Yeah, I love tattoos.
Me too.
They're super cool. But I took and wrote down some words out of the Klingon dictionary, got creative, and I wrote down 3 things, all right? Chove, which is assess or evaluate. Zod, which is a challenge. And Sud, which is a gamble or risk.
Now, some Star Trek nerd will correct you on these words.
Yeah, they're like, your pronunciation was totally off.
You're trash.
Yeah. Why are you even trying, bro?
Yep.
But together it's a Chozav Sud, and you gotta really like say angry for Klingon, right? Everything they say is boisterous and very like challenging. So that's
How do you say that again?
Chozad Sud.
Chosad Sud.
Yeah. Assess, challenge,
You'd be a Klingon.
gamble.
You'd be a great Klingon.
Yeah. I went to a Comic-Con one time, and this guy was in full Klingon attire, looked just as good as any of the movies. It was awesome, and he was full in the character, right? He wasn't breaking character. It was amazing. Yeah, I got some pictures with him. Yeah, Comic Cons are awesome. So, but yeah, that's my books. Yeah, cool. I also got a bunch of other Star Trek stuff that I'll show in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been getting down on a ancient Egypt book.
Yeah,
going through all the times, and of course, it's not accurate, right? You can't think of it as like up to date findings that they have, but it's the stuff that we know about, and that's pretty cool.
I love ancient Egypt.
Dude, too, it's kind of crazy.
It's fascinating.
Did you watch the Joe Rogan podcast with that Egyptologist?
Zahi Hawass. I have not. I haven't got to that one. I just finished the Robert Rodriguez one.
It was brutal, and Joe wasn't even trying to like trap him or anything. Did you guys watch the podcast at all?
No, not that one.
All right, so yeah, he has this Egyptologist on, and I'm pretty sure Joe was excited to talk to him. Like a real Egyptologist that lives in Egypt, and so just through like basic questions, this guy was like really showing how he wasn't budging on his ideologies. Like, this is the way, and like anyone else's ideas were, he was like, no, I discovered this, and all this, and it was really brutal. It's a good watch for anyone that's interested in Egyptology, because this is the guy that's in control of the Egypt history, like literally the guy, right, the top guy, and it was really bad. And then, like, a lot of guests have mentioned how bad it was since then. Yeah,
that's funny.
Oh, and I'm sure this guy is like, the Joe Rogan don't know anything, I'm sure he is. That's how he's in denial of anyone else's advice or opinion. It's crazy. And I'm sure a lot of history is like that, right? There's people are like, this is the way it is. I am the one that discovered it. I've told you this is the way it is. And anyone else's opinion is wrong, right? And it's not just Egypt. That's all across the world, right?
It is all across every study of like archaeology and anything like it.
Every culture.
Which I really think is kind of important. We really need to know who we are historically as well. I think history is very important.
I 100% agree. If you don't remember history, you're bound to repeat all the bad things that happen.
Even if you do remember it,
you still can.
A lot of dumb people just like, why are you doing this again?
Yeah.
Plenty of examples going on today. Yeah. But all right. So what about motorsports, Chad? What have you been up to? Yeah, I know you got something in the motor area.
I do. Yes, I just came across the very first generation of square body Chevy. You guys familiar with square bodies?
Yes.
Okay, it's short bed, 4-wheel drive.
Cool.
Pretty sweet. Got it for free, actually.
Free.
Got it for free. I love free vehicles.
Free is
Square
always
body
nice.
Chevy.
Square body Chevy for free. 73. So it was the first year of that gen.
Oh wow.
What you gotta do to it?
We gotta get an
Motor.
engine up in it.
Yeah. What you gotta put in it?
Oh, probably just a easy 350.
Okay.
What probably what came in it is either 350 or 305.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been MI6, but I doubt it.
You're not gonna do the LS1 swap.
All right.
Or
No,
any LS swap.
I probably will not.
It's expensive.
Well, actually, I mean, doing any LS builds now are a million times cheaper than when they came out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, carbureted stuff, old tech, that stuff's for pennies on the dollar, right? You can get a nice 350 Chevy for $100 right now. I can go get one and build it, and it'll run and drive.
Edelbrock or a
Right.
Holly carb on
Yep,
it.
whatever you can find. But the newer LS motors, they're still pretty cheap. You see them for about $1,000 constantly. So it's really not too bad. That's actually the most common race motor now.
Yeah.
So probably won't go that route. Probably just keep it old school.
Cool.
What about you guys? You guys doing any motorsports? You do any motorcycle riding, dirt bike, ATVs?
Not so much.
You into sports cars?
I love all that stuff. I haven't been into like racing in a long time. Right now I just drive a Buick Enclave, and
Yeah.
I've been fixing problem after problem with that thing.
Ah.
It's been fun.
So it's a wonderful vehicle, you're saying.
It's the most wonderful car in the world.
It keeps you busy. It's like, pay attention to me.
Yeah. So my friend Drew, he does not drive, unfortunately.
I cannot drive.
No, intentionally or?
Unfortunately I have seizures, so I don't get to drive.
Ah, okay. All right.
But as soon as I can.
Yeah. We want to get him on the right medication or get a doctor's approval for him to go ahead and start driving. And once he does, we'll help him get his license. And at first, I want to help him get a bicycle. I think our group, our whole Inner Beast group's going to get him a bike with a motor on it, so he has something to drive around with, you know?
Dude, these electric bicycles are everywhere, and they're banging.
Yeah.
I see like gangs of kids riding these things and popping wheelies.
everywhere.
Like riding wheelies, they're not even pedaling or trying hard.
You're like
They're just,
45 if you're a little kid.
yeah. And so they're pretty amazing. They're expensive. But
I'm
they're
300
amazing.
pounds, so I have to buy like one of those expensive ones that carries a lot of weight. And they don't get as much speed that
You
way.
gotta get the fancy kind. You gotta get
Someday when I lose all the weight, then
Or
it'll
you
go
need
fly.
you need a Harley, man. I can see you rocking a big hog.
I would have to build some custom chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have your hands out like that.
I would not put my hands out like that.
No,
I don't do that.
no
thing.
riding like
No,
that.
come on.
What's up, bro?
You're
I
missing
love
it.
crotch rockets. Because like a crotch rocket, even as heavy as I am,
No, it
if
don't
you're
matter.
going fast, it doesn't matter. You're in all control, you know.
Yeah.
And crotch rockets though, you can only drive them for like a couple hundred miles till you start getting uncomfortable, really bad. And it's for me at least. And it's like I'd rather have a comfortable bike to ride on that's just powerful.
Yeah. Well, either one. You really have to wear in. You have to break your ass basically,
Yeah.
right? Because long rides suck, right?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think about it. You'd be like, oh, I could ride here to, a couple hours, no problem. But if halfway you're like wiggling around on the bike
Chafed
like
up.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, long
It's a motor
rides.
horse, man.
I miss my my street bike, and I'll get another one of these days. But I got my dirt bike, which I absolutely love.
What kind of bike did you have before?
I had a 2016 Triumph speed triple 1050R with the speed shifter, and God, she was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a beautiful bike. But
I bet.
there was an accident in the family, someone wrecked, and my wife and family, they were kind of like, and so
That happened to my dad too.
I was really wanting my Jeep at the time, and so I was like, hey, I'll sell my motorcycles and put the money down on my Jeep, which I love my Jeep, and so did that, and that's paid off now. So I went and got the dirt bike so I could get some. You gotta get my dirt, my motorcycle kicks in.
What kind of bike did you get?
I got a 2025 Kawasaki KLX 300
Nice.
R, and it's just straight dirt bike, no lights, and it's just a trail machine, and it's a beautiful ride. I love it so far.
4-stroke, of course.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love all these modern fuel injected bikes. They're sweet.
They're sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a lot of pull too, a lot of the low end. So it just you can just let it idle and then pulls you up hills. It's so nice.
Cool.
Um, so, well,
Unfortunate, right?
damn,
My dad has that
no wheelies for you.
KLX or
Not today.
KLR.
Not
It's
today.
In
the,
the future.
Yeah, street
Yeah.
and fucking.
he has the trail one. It's a trail bike. I think it's KLX. It's the rally version though,
Yeah.
of whatever he has.
All right, so
Interesting.
do you use a lot of public transportation?
When I can, my problem is I don't work in a place that really benefits from public transportation. So I usually just carpool with
Okay.
like coworkers or whatever.
Yeah.
Or walk.
I
Walking's
used
nice.
I used to love
Bike
to
riding's
walk
nice.
to work when it was close enough. It
Yeah,
was
oh, yeah.
amazing. You know, get a little exercise in. You get there, you're all zazzed up.
Oh, yeah. I've had
Listen-
many jobs like that.
Listen to get some walking tunes. You
Oh,
know,
I love it. I love
Yeah.
I love a good walk with like a new album.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, nothing beats it.
but all right,
Let's get into our local business, dude.
yeah.
Garbanzo's Pizza. You guys heard of it? You've
Oh,
been
oh,
there.
yeah.
You love it.
Yes, I
That's
do.
not a real question. Everybody here loves it.
Well, if
Garbanzo's is
you like
amazing.
pizza, that is.
They don't just have pizza. They got salad bars. They have
Mhm.
other stuff.
I think they even have video games,
Correct.
and they have a good pizza vibe. Right, the inside of the place makes me feel back when I was a kid. And I'd go into these pizza places, and there was always like some good arcade games in there. It's a classic rock, right? Little salad bar,
Yep.
and you know, it's not really hard to run a good pizza place.
shouldn't be.
There is a recipe. Okay.
Shouldn't be
Um,
hard.
Yeah. What about you guys? What is a local business that you like to take in? Someone that you would like to talk about?
Food bank.
Yeah. We think the Idaho Food Bank's the business we're going to talk about.
All right.
They're a pretty good company. They help out a lot of people that either are hungry or are going through financial situations and need food assistance. And there's a lot of companies that just make a lot of money in the valley and in Idaho and in the world in general, you know. And these guys really don't make a lot of money, and they're still managing to help every person in need that they can, you know.
I've seen their locations at a few places and people getting food, and you can tell like they're really helping people, right? So that's really cool. You said you were volunteering.
Yeah, so this Saturday, I don't know when this video will air, but this Saturday
A couple of
upcoming.
days. It depends, yeah.
Tomorrow, sharp.
I gotta work, but we'll
You'll
see.
be all right.
We'll see.
It's all nighter.
So this Saturday, we're going to the Idaho Food Bank to volunteer with a bigger group, and anybody's welcome to come with us. You have to sign up. Just go to our innerbeast.org or go to our Facebook page, and you can find the details there. But we'll go there and we'll help them, and we're just helping either prepping boxes or prepping food for different families in need, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels good to help people. It's one of the things that I've seen a lot of. Like, I've been homeless in my life a lot of times, and now I'm not anymore. But back in the day when I was young, I got homeless a lot and saw a lot of people not helping each other. And I knew if the world had started communicating and helping each other, it would be a better place.
We could definitely help as a just a general, as a species. We should be helping each other more. It's pretty sad that we let some people slip so far without stepping in and giving them support. And I mean, if anything has been proven here lately, that the amount of money that's been wasted, we totally could have done that at any point.
They lived in a utopia for the
Yeah.
entire world
Yeah.
Oh,
many moons ago, but people love money.
And a shining example for the rest of the world,
Mm.
which is unfortunate that we're not doing that.
let's hope that we take the steps forward to make sure that we do take care of our own. I know we have to do that as a country, but like as ourselves in our own communities too. You know, you start small and it ends up spreading big. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. One small change can change the world. Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's cool for local businesses. So I also wanted to talk about FanX Comic Con in Salt Lake, which I'm a big fan of, and it's in September. And it's I've been there a couple times, and it's one of the biggest ones I've ever been to. And just recently they got Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid. which both those actors have been in countless great movies, and they got a whole lot more than that. But those are two very notable. I was like, I would love to meet Chevy Chase. He's been in so many great movies and stuff that I grew up with. Great comedian.
So do they get like Star Wars people there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do you know any of them that are going this year?
Well, let me see. Star Wars.
Is Ray Park's going? Or
Ray Park was just here in
Was he
Boise.
here?
Just here.
Oh, I
Just
bet.
here in
literally
Boise.
just here in
Oh,
Boise.
Yeah,
I
like
hope someday I
like
can see
last
this.
month.
I think it was less than last month. I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I have his autograph on a picture around here somewhere. I'm looking for it. It's like missing in my garage. I'm like, where is his autograph? Yeah, Ray Park is the man, and he's really good with his staff and in martial arts, and that's what makes him authentic, right?
Yeah.
He's a good martial artist.
He was so good, in fact, that he had an ear piercing up here that they just made part of the makeup because he was such an exceptional martial artist and did all the scenes and all the stunt work for himself that they just left his earring as character. And that's canon in the Star Wars.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That is cool.
Well, let's get into our local heroes, dude. Our local heroes are pretty easy. So the Blacktooth Grin Boys, all of them are involved. They do a thing called the Mini Bike Night at Slick's Bar and Grill. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
Heard of it? Haven't been there.
Have you
I gotta
okay.
go to this. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
It is. It's great. They build mini bikes. They have mini bikes available for people who can't build their own or don't build their own. And you race around Slick's Bar and Grill.
Oh, that's so
That's
cool.
awesome.
I love that.
Like little motorized mini bikes, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Man, that just sounds so Idaho.
You probably find it in like Montana and Indiana and stuff like that too.
Sure. But still, they're probably not doing that in California.
Hard to say. Hard to say what them
You're
weirdos are
breaking
doing.
the
Yeah.
regulations.
Only an electric engine there.
No, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it got to be like 15 horsepower only.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want you to break a toe.
30%
Dude, I hear their gas is going to go to $8 a gallon.
They're gonna move up here again.
Oh man,
Because
the
that
people
now.
of California are going to riot, and are these? I don't know what these politicians are going to do, like because the people are not going to be able to pay that kind of money. Who can?
Yeah.
It's going to drive everything up. All their food
Yeah.
and all the services, anything that requires gas, right?
It's like the cost of housing in Las Vegas has gone up, and the people keep on moving out. Like when I lived there, I used to be homeless there, and when I lived there, it was full. But if you go to like all the apartments, you go like north of Henderson, you go see all the apartments off the Boulder Highway. There's like barely anybody living in those places anymore, and like casinos are shutting down, and they said less and less people are coming to Vegas now.
Yep, sure
It's
are.
super dangerous. We just went there. And a guy held us at knife point on a double-decker bus while we were there.
Well, I'm sorry. Everything is too expensive. They really need to like come down on their price points on everything. When you're paying like, I can't believe what it was just a bottle of water cost. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
are you serious?
You go to 7-Eleven to find the
You know,
cheapest
and
water.
so you literally need to take a big water bottle with you everywhere.
We brought a cooler. We bring a big cooler with us and road trip it with us down there
Yeah,
when we go down there.
So I love Vegas, but man, come on, like.
Yeah.
Do you only want the super rich to come there? Because like you're kind of ruining the experience for the average Joe, and the average Joe can't pay that much. Yeah, we're not going to spend our life savings on one trip to Vegas, right? Well, I mean, some people will. Don't get me wrong.
Some people will.
Some people will.
Well, let's get into world events.
Okay.
Dude. What do you got in world events? I know what I got. It's more of a memory of world events that I know you guys will remember.
I just was listening to the governor of Florida talk about hurricane season.
Hurricane season coming up.
He was jibber jabbering on pretty good about it.
Reminds me of the Metalocalypse episode where who becomes the mayor of Florida? Nathan. Nathan becomes the mayor of Florida, and it's during the hurricane, and they got to name it. He's like, I got to name this.
Well, I kind of like that they're actually, doing some anticipation and maybe some like steps to like prepare.
No, they always do. They always warn everybody, and some people stay, some people go. But houses always get fucked up if people keep rebuilding.
Well, they need to do some kind of different construction. There has to be some way to like, build on like partially underground or something. Have a dome that goes over.
Reinforced concrete.
I need a dome. Yeah, something. There has to be construction for those parts of the world. Yeah. And that's just part of living in different environments. Like some are going to get hit with tornadoes, some are going to get hit with tsunamis, Kind of don't just build a stick house everywhere.
Absolutely.
right? Maybe you need a hobbit hole,
Right?
I'll take one.
right?
All right. My world event is, do you guys remember the great color change of Y2K? Where in 99 and previous, our color was teal and purple. You could remember it from McDonald's. It was on the
Yes.
cups. It was Taco Bell, everything.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what color we went to at Y2K? It's a very popular color.
Couldn't tell you.
This right here.
The green.
Black and green.
No.
Xbox made it. All the screens on your computer with black and
It's
green.
true.
It's
Everything
true.
went black
Yeah.
and green at
Black and
Y2K.
green.
Interesting.
Okay, I just wanted to bring that up
That's-
because not many people think about that.
That's
We had a
interesting.
huge
Oh.
shift at Y2K of a color change from the fucking
The teal and purple.
The teal and purple.
And the blue.
It was on our Mountain Dew. We didn't even know.
exactly.
The,
It was
Dick-
the
the
entire.
Dixie water cup color.
Yep, it was the entire Taco Bell, and nobody knew. Right? Is their
It's true.
their number one color, and then we swapped to the Matrix. Right? I want everybody to
We
be
went to
aware
the
of that.
Matrix.
What will the next color change be? And has it already happened?
I'm waiting for the next different colored eye. Like maybe we make a genetic change, but come on, where's the purple eyes? All right,
Yeah, that'd
like,
be cool.
that would be cool.
We're getting to it. They can already change people's eyes before they're born and everything
Yeah.
now. So it's like,
Yep.
hopefully, purple becomes a color. we
They're
can
making
use.
cybernetic
That would look
eyes,
cool.
like literally Star Trek.
Yeah, they
like,
can telescope in.
bro, it's getting sci-fi like really quick.
Purple's a hard color. Like even for like LED lights,
Mm.
it's hard to get purple out of.
But it
All
is
these lights.
a color in nature,
Yep.
right? And so why can't we have chameleon eyes that just change too? Like
That'd be cool.
yeah, that we could just change them just by thoughts or
Like
just
the transition lenses, when you're outside, your eyes go dark brown, and when you're inside, they go blue. Right?
You know those contact lenses.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, but it's built into our genetics.
Mhm.
That stuff is going to happen. I know it is.
It's the future.
Oh, Futurama is going to happen, and weirder. Yeah,
Just with the rise of computing technologies and AI, we're gonna learn how to build things and do things so much faster than we ever have. And seriously, like things like mining asteroids for gold and space travel and just, like,
Entropy.
different things that
Mhm.
we've wished to do forever
Mhm.
are finally going to become accomplished faster than we even know it. There's going to be a race for accomplishing things again, and it's crazy.
you know what movie I think they need to make is live action Wall-E,
That would be cool.
because that's going to be the future.
Yeah, pretty much is. Everybody.
I don't even want to play the
Living to be like 3,000 years old in the chair.
Yep,
Yep.
I'm halfway there.
You're like, oh, hey, I need some Doritos. But yeah, the future is going to be cool. Maybe everyone's like Conan, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, buff and just like amazing all the time. Sort of like the white dudes on Alien. The big buff white dudes, godlike. But yeah, the AI is going to change. Quantum computing is going to boost it.
Yeah,
Sure will.
So as I said, I'm ready for that. I'll get that heart replacement by Yamaha or Honda or whatever.
I will too.
Yeah. Yep.
If it's proven to work, great. I'm gonna do it.
How many horsepower?
Yeah, I messed up in my earlier life, and if they have lungs and hearts that work better and stuff, of course I'm gonna go for it.
Right?
Unless,
Who
like,
wouldn't?
Unless like Apple builds it, then they're gonna like.
Right? Charge you upgrade each
Yeah,
year.
exactly. Like a new version comes out, yours doesn't work so good anymore.
Every few months, you
I don't know about
gotta
that.
like you gotta upgrade your heart's user agreement.
You've only achieved this maybe if you once you get the upgrade light.
No.
Right now, I'd invest in American health technology. That's for sure, because we're about to see some crazy stuff with AI.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
for real. Yeah, exactly. Right. Invest in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We always
100%.
advocate that. Shop America, not Amazon, where it goes straight to China, not our economy here.
exactly.
It's kind of like what you guys are talking about. You're wanting to run your business here. I'm assuming with people from your community, right?
Oh, we want
It's
that.
for
Correct.
community,
That's the
so it would be by community. It only makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
So speaking about that, we're going
Yeah.
into politics. All right. We like to talk a little bit of politics. We don't want to pass it up. But so what I've seen, Elon Musk was in charge of Doge, and he's not too jazzed about this big beautiful bill, and he's leaving Doge. and yeah, I guess he said some disparaging things about it. So that's very interesting. Um, and he's right. He said he saved a bunch of money. We're in a big, huge debt. Why are we spending more money? Of course, we all want a tax break. Who doesn't, right? But I'm sure there's stuff on there that doesn't need to be on there. So maybe it's not as beautiful as it makes it out to be.
I'm not sure because like I feel like there's all these different sides to everything, and when you look at it, one thing could affect a bunch of people, and one thing could affect a bunch of other people. So like, where do you draw the line? And I think that's where it's like, should there be a line, or should people come together and figure out a solution to the problem?
These bills are quite complex too. I really think they should make them.
Single issue.
Yeah, you can't just lump a bunch of stuff in there. They have to really tackle just a thing, or maybe they can't write a bill that's more than a few pages. If you can't really explain what who's going to read a 50 or a 500-page bill for even that matter.
It's a lot. That's a long bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to sit there and examine that with fine detail? No.
They gotta miss things.
Of course, because it's the the law book dictionary. It's not a normal dictionary, so it has specialized words. I mean, it takes much longer to read.
The language they use
The
is
language
tricky.
is different.
Like jargon you so you don't pay as much because there's so much.
Yeah,
It's dense.
correct.
Well,
And I agree.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened with this big beautiful bill was before they tried to sign into law, they tried to do this Suppressor Freedom Act thing as part of it, and basically what they're trying to do is make suppressors not part of the NFA anymore, the National Firearms Act, and they're trying to make them not
so you
licensed
can't,
weapons.
You can't get a license for
So,
it.
yeah. So you can just get one without a license, and because a suppressor is a suppressor, not a firearm that could kill someone.
Right. They want to remove that regulation.
Yeah. So instead of actually doing that, what they did was they removed the price off the tax, but it was still a tax, and you had to register. So where I had a little faith in this was the firearm community was absolutely like, no, the Second Amendment says thou shalt not infringe, at the end of it. And they were like, we want that completely off the NFA. And they made their voice clear. And when they went to go finally publish their finalized thing of what they wanted, they changed it exactly to what the people said. And I'm like, that's what the people wanted. And I actually saw them change it to something what the people wanted. So I had a little faith in some of the things in it, because like, if people can make an impact on what's being said and done,
the people really can. There is power if enough people get together, and it's hard to tell online. All right, so like online stuff is very tricky. There's a lot of bots, and if you don't believe it, well, believe it. There's a ton of them, right?
Tons.
They're trying to change your mind, change your opinions, feed you information that will sway your opinion one way or the other. And so all the information that you get, especially off of any online source,
Anything.
you really got to like just take it with a grain of salt, for real. Anything.
Yep.
Unless if you didn't see it for yourself, if you weren't there, you weren't firsthand news, then just take all your information lightly.
It's like telephone.
Yeah.
Over and over again by a media company.
Yeah.
Fed through cookies, going to everybody's internet.
So I do watch the news, and but everything I'm watching, I just like maybe not.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're so biased on their opinions. They'd like try to tell you an opinion instead of just being like this happened, this is who was there, and not and there's always like, oh, he was backed by Republicans and blah blah blah. They're always like spinning it or spinning it this way or spinning it that way. And it's crazy. News is crazy.
When you go on the news too, it's like finding a source that's like, hey, this is just what happened from these people's perspectives. This is what we're seeing. This is what we think should go on. Like, if you how many news sources do you see like that?
Well,
None anymore.
Yeah. Well, check it out. If someone tells you, do you listen to a trusted news source? Well, tell me, what is a trusted news source nowadays? Like, where can you say this is a news source I absolutely trust?
None.
None.
No,
Zero.
no biases, so no,
Yeah.
can't do it.
Well, what you can trust is the news you and your buddies go about talking and spouting out, right? And as a common denominator, you can get down to it and say, well, fuck, this is what we think about this topic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why podcasts are really big, because we get to sit here and actually talk about stuff, and a little bit more complex, a little bit more deeply than a little TV program that, quite honestly, is very short, and you don't have a whole lot of room just to say what you want and what you need,
Yeah.
and go over stuff with a little bit more complexity.
So that's what's really cool about our organization, Inner Beast. Like, our members are diverse. We have a lot of members from different backgrounds. We have members that might be a little more liberal, might be a little more right-leaning. There's a huge mix of people, and one of the things is like learning how to get along regardless of what our views are, and working together to create things together. And I feel like that feeling is so much more powerful than dividing each other because of beliefs. And that's one of the coolest things that I see going on with our whole organization. And so one thing I'd like to tell you about our organization is right now we're just here in Boise, Idaho, but we have been in the talks with other people, and we are trying to spread Inner Beast for right now in other locations in the United States. So they'll have their own hubs too.
Yeah.
And eventually what we'll do is we'll make it easy for bands to tour. And we'll have equipment at each place, so they don't have to bring all their gear and lug their gear, just maybe a couple of guitars or whatever,
So you're going to create like not just a community here, but a community elsewhere, and be able to share talent and be like, here's a place here that you could definitely play.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And all the workshops and the community outreach programs,
Yeah.
like how we donate to the food, donate our time working at the food bank, and donating to charities and stuff like that. Do the same thing everywhere else. And then like when we do concerts, we can have the concert at every location, and they have all their bands there and whatever's local to that time, and just make it as a huge nonprofit tool so communities can get together. I came to all my friends and all the people that I wanted to run this organization with, and I was like, listen, this isn't my organization. This is everybody's organization. This is a tool for us that can't be destroyed by anybody, that will help people just move forward in life. And if we just keep on spreading it, we want to eventually be worldwide. And we have already talked to people in like the UK.
And so if people wanted to donate to the Inner Beast Foundation, where they go, just
go to innerbeast.org.
All right.
Yep.
Perfect. And obviously it's a worthwhily thing to do if you enjoy music and you want to see the music scene spread, right? If you want to help, indirectly, that's a great way to do it. So really good, George. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
Excellent cause.
Mm-hmm. So Gulf of America, like it or not?
I like it, and here's why. It's
Okay.
not anything to do with Trump. I think that the Gulf right there is in North America. Yes, it was originally called the Gulf of Mexico, but it wasn't actually called the Gulf of Mexico. It was called it was the Gulf of Mijaca or whatever. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. But
That's cool.
it already was called something different before, and so like right now, that's like the North American trade route. Like that's where everybody comes into America to either go south, north, or west. That's where you go, and
That's good. What about you?
Same, basically.
Same. All right. Canada as a state, yes or no?
Oh, I don't even know.
if the Canadian people wanted that, and I don't mean like as a whole, if there's like a province that wants to be part of our country and they're being terrorized by, they can prove they're being terrorized by their government
Or taxed to death.
or taxed to death,
Sure.
and they're like, hey, America, we want to be part of that. We agree and they agree mutually. I'm okay with that.
Right. If they really wanted it. My thing is like, it's a very liberal territory. And so like it would provide a very big liberal influence on our country if we did that. And, like there's a fine balance to be had,
Yeah,
and it's already very precarious at the moment.
very.
Yes.
So this is a little opposite on the spectrum. How about the Greater Idaho?
Okay. Oh, nice.
That's funny, like Oregon and Washington getting swooped up.
Okay. Man,
Good pivot, man.
I have mixed feelings about this because not that I would not welcome my fellow Oregonians into the Idaho state, but
Yeah.
our state is anti-marijuana,
Yup.
and let's just face it, the Oregonians are not down with that. They actually have profited greatly from our state
Yeah, by far.
by us not being legal. All the border towns are like booming.
Yeah, Ontario is like the #1 economy in the world right now.
Yeah, 95% of the cars you see in those marijuana
Before-
recreational dispensary parking lots are Idaho cars.
Before it was legal there in Ontario, that town reminded me like a ghetto in California. It was
Yeah,
lifeless and just I'm
No, they
sorry.
had lottery machines.
It did
They had
not-
slot machines.
It did not.
now it just reminds me of Fresno.
It's definitely had a bump up. All right, they're definitely having fun with the extra money and attention
Yeah.
and the just like extra restaurants and
Did
everything.
you go to Huntington? You went to Huntington back in the day, right?
Sure did.
So do you remember that town before then at all? Have you
Oh,
been
yeah.
there?
I haven't been there since.
So that town was an old train town, and honestly, like in my opinion, it turned into a very druggy, methy town. And when they legalized cannabis in Oregon,
I didn't even know about it until then.
isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? So they legalized it in Baker County, which is that county right there next to Malheur County.
Because they couldn't do the borders.
No, and and Malheur County didn't want it either.
Yeah.
They were like strictly like no at first,
Mm.
and then Baker did it, and that town got completely revamped. It was like it got beautiful again. It was like
They had money for
Yeah,
for
they had
roads
money, yep.
and parks and all
tourists went there. They had events all the time in their park and stuff, and everybody came. And I remember the
that.
solar
People would
eclipse.
eat there.
The solar eclipse came. The Oregon River or the Snake River is right there.
Did you go to that?
Oh yeah, we went. So we looked up on the NASA website
Mhm.
the exact GPS coordination
Mhm.
or coordinates, and we went to that spot, and there was hundreds of people from out of state all parked right there, but no one was at that exact spot.
Hmm.
So we parked right there, and it was the coolest experience I've ever seen.
That was probably, I know, it was the most amazing live, astronomical thing I've seen.
The opal ring.
It was amazing. I can't even tell you how cool it was. It blows me away just thinking about it now. I was like, man, this is like being on some strong drugs. It was that intense. Once the peak, like, because it looks so much bigger.
So what was cool when I saw it at that canyon right there at the Snake River, right? And at first you just saw this like river of darkness come through the canyon, and it was like this darkness came through the canyon, and then when the sun came back out, you saw this river of light come through the canyon, and it was such a cool experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's if anyone gets to see a solar eclipse, go.
Yeah.
100%.
I honestly want to travel to see them because apparently they're all over. If you look them up,
Different
all over
parts
the
of the
world.
world,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like, honestly, like just doing that's like a mental reset.
I've seen lunar eclipses before, not as impressive.
They're not. You know what? So my friend went to Mexico and he got this piece of rock from his obsidian, right? And so apparently with obsidian, if it's all like sanded and shaved down, you can look at bright light sources with it. And so he said it's for looking at eclipses. So
That makes sense.
I went outside with that obsidian and went and looked at the eclipse the last time. It was so cool looking through that rock at that eclipse. What a cool
Interesting.
experience.
Yeah.
You could also do it with sunstone, soapstone.
Oh, okay.
Just like Vikings navigated with, right? And they could see through the clouds.
That's cool.
That's also safe to look through for a little bit.
Okay, so one last thing in the politics. All right, so
It's okay.
all right, you can make a law and it's going to get passed tomorrow. It doesn't matter what, it's going to get passed. What would you make?
The law would be so that to make a law that says that lawmakers can't block ballot initiatives and block the people from voting in things.
I like that.
It's a problem here in Idaho,
Yes, we know.
specifically for marijuana and cannabis.
Yeah, they were actively like trying to do stuff to take the power away from the people.
From the people.
It's pretty sinister.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised. And an Idahoan, I'm like, come on, guys, I thought we were about freedom here. That's
Yeah.
that's like the most anti-freedom thing ever.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how we have like so much freedom here for every other way, but like that little thing that they make such a huge thing out of.
My
like,
guess is they have invested interest in the industries that that cannabis legalization would damage. They're like alcohol
Mhm.
sales.
what we have here is barley and rye.
Yeah,
We
and
grow.
hops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, these are we grow beer ingredients here in Idaho. It would be a direct conflict if we were allowed to switch our
It would be a
farms.
change of power.
Yeah,
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 you don't
it
want
would.
that.
the
Exactly.
potatoes for the vodka.
Mhm.
Correct. Potatoes for McDonald's.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Correct.
that's
There's
the
a lot of
only
corporate
thing that makes
interest here.
sense to me, honestly. Why there's so much push against it. This people have invested interest in the things that would damage. And it's not our health. Okay, it's not our health. It's not our brains. All right. Some of the smartest people on earth were avid users, and that's a fact. Okay. Sorry if that upset someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is like on this whole planet, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're doing anything, it's your own business.
Mm.
But if you go and harm anybody or make something of your business someone else's business that's negative or affecting towards them, then like that's the deal, So it's like as long as people are doing their own thing in their own spaces and stuff and being human beings, like I don't see a problem with it.
Take tobacco, for instance.
Yeah.
Proven to be very harmful. We know
Mhm.
it is. But am I going to tell? Do I want to tell anyone that they can't?
No,
No. Why should I?
they
Right.
know.
That's not, yeah. It's obvious that you'd have to know by now. Like there's enough information that has told you. So it's a choice, and that's your choice. All right. Just like people skydiving or rock
Yeah.
climbing or any
Racing
You take the
cars.
risk.
any activity, it's dangerous. It's a risk. That
Yep.
is personal choice.
Yeah.
And so it's just a hypocrisy that we pick on some things.
Now I feel like if you get into a car drunk and go drive, like you're risking lives around you. So like stuff like that, I totally agree. Like there should be some boundaries. Like
Yeah.
you shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, we all know that's not good.
No, it's common sense.
Yes. So, all right. How about you? You could make one law. It will get passed tomorrow. No argument. What is that law?
Common sense law.
Oh, bring it on. What is that about?
Oh, I just want.
I don't know what a common sense is.
It's just
Never seen it.
I know, right? Have you looked around, right? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that should be a thing though. Like everyone can tell. Like in a situation, I have no good example. Shit. Should be on that spot.
So we're just talking about Idaho marijuana. Is anything related to that?
I mean that's part of it, but
Yeah, it should be common sense.
yeah, there's like a lot of it that's like it works against people. Gosh, I got nothing.
So like for like the majority of the state. So like let's say like the majority of the state thought marijuana is okay. Do you think that our politicians should be fighting against it still?
I mean,
Well, I don't think they should be making laws or making it harder for the people to petition. They should let us decide, quite honestly. They
Yeah.
should step back. It's kind of stupid that they even like putting their nose into something that's obviously so that was founded on racism and misinformation and literally corporate greed, and it's been well documented and proven without any shadow of a doubt this is how these laws were enacted in the first place. So anything that they're like touching, it's dirty, right? Like why would you even touch it? Just let the people wash it away, right?
Yeah.
If they want to legalize it, let them do it. Why even do that? But common sense is not very common, and then who's to determine who has common sense and who doesn't?
I guess
That's true.
That's
Because
very true.
even if the majority says something, is that common sense?
Right. Common sense of one person is totally mystical to another. Like I don't know how you knew that. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
We're all raised differently in different cultures and gone through different things. So
Mhm.
some person's common sense, like there's like the eating food at the table mannerisms and stuff. Like some person might have their elbows on the table, and think that's normal and everybody wouldn't care around them. But like they go to some like really fancy rich house and they're sitting there and everybody's just like polite.
Well, yeah. You
It's been a good time.
yeah. All right, so let's go on to sports. What do you are you sports people? Do you watch anything?
I mean, I just started watching college football because of George.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's your team?
BSU.
BSU.
Yeah.
Boise State.
Yeah.
Boy.
The blue turf, the only blue
That's
turf
right.
there is.
I know, it's
That's
so
right.
cool.
We have the blue turf, bitches.
That's right.
Right?
Bleed blue.
Yeah.
Everyone else is green. Okay.
Yep.
And I don't know. We got grandfathered into that somehow, like just because we had it.
Yeah. I don't remember the story, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's some technicality or legality that allows us to get away with it and no one else.
Yep.
But it's pretty cool, I guess. You know,
People were mad about it when we were all blue on the blue, and they tried to ban us from doing it. Yeah.
Weird. But sports, I like to go fishing. All right.
I love fish.
Fishing's fun. I
Yes.
can fish.
Yeah,
like me some
I
fishing.
am ready to go do some catfishing.
Woo!
I am like fiending for it. I got some chicken livers already in the fridge.
Cool.
Like I'm ready. I got my
Go.
fishing pole. I got a big old
Cool.
catfishing pole. I'm ready to go.
Nice. Are you going offshore or on a boat?
Well, mostly offshore, but my
Yeah.
buddy just got a really nice boat. I'm going to be like, hey, let's take her up to the Snake River and go find a good place to go camp out for tonight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I want to get one of those like little pontoon fishing boats that you sit on. You know,
they're so nice.
they're so awesome.
Yeah.
They're like $300-400 for a decent one. You know,
Yeah.
but they're awesome.
Yeah, I just got a 15-inch bass.
Oh, wow.
Couple weeks ago.
Largemouth.
Yeah,
Cool.
and some guys are pulling out 17, 18. They're pretty big
Wow.
fish, and I was just jazzed to catch that.
Where were you at?
It was Brownlee Dam.
Cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like Brownlee.
Reservoir.
Yep.
Place is great.
Oh yeah, it was super cool. Very nice weather, and lots of boats.
Oh, you're making me want to go fishing so bad. I gotta go get my license and then I'll go.
Yeah, well, you could just do it all online now. You could just get on to do the app, and
Yeah.
I paid for a 3-year license. I didn't even know you could do that, so
So
I'm good for 3 years now. I'm like, yes.
This month, I don't know what day it is, but in Idaho, it's free fishing day. You
Yeah,
don't
it's
need a
mid-June.
license. Yeah.
I think it's June 15th.
June
Yeah,
14th. It's on my
14th.
birthday.
Okay.
Your
It's
birthday's
on your
the 14th?
birthday. Good.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And it's also the day we're doing a podcast with Buried Faith.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With Hansi.
Oh,
So I don't know if those guys are prepared and if they're even listening, but we're going to have some drinks.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
Buried Faith birthday party. Speaking of Buried Faith, they are going to be playing some shows here in the Valley soon,
Yeah.
and they're a kick-ass band.
They got vinyls too, man.
Yeah.
I want to sign vinyl from them.
I was wondering if I could make a shout out. There's a
Yeah.
list of local bands that I think they're really
Hey,
awesome.
bring
and-
out your shout outs.
Okay. Let me pull up this list. All these guys are awesome to us, and I just wanted to tell them how much they mean to us. Let me pull up this damn thing. This technology.
There is quite a few awesome bands out here. I'm telling you, the music scene in Boise area is outstanding.
It's really cool. I love being a part of it, and I love meeting all the new people that I meet in it, and meeting the old people. I love all the old people.
In all genres.
Yeah,
All genres.
all the genres. So
Yeah.
I have this giant list, and you guys all mean a bunch to me. Thanks for making the Boise music scene an awesome place. We got Cleric Witch, Breath of the Undying, Ascend the Descent, Skin Cushion, Instakill, Fentacart, Guerrilla Warfare, Witch Elm, Buried Faith, Ashes of Abaddon, Sunshine Genocide, Suturus, Barn, Dead at Dawn, Fall of Fathom, Become the Apex, As Fire Falls, Emerge, A War in Me, Infected Stench, Ingrown, Divinium, Karen Comes Killing, Blacktooth Grin, Black Marrow, The Jerkwads, Christos, Torrent, and Spine Harvest. You guys are awesome, and Tiamat's Destroyer as well.
Yeah. We're getting back there.
Can't wait to see you guys rise and see you guys play shows here soon. You guys are awesome.
I'm fiending for it. Yeah, there's so many of those bands that I know who they are. I've seen them play, and some of them I don't know, but a lot of those like I've opened or played with them on stage. So good. I love the people around here.
Hell yeah.
And they're all super friendly. All right, and these guys are all they're on a team, right? There's been times when people's like amp wasn't working at a show, and then someone else would be like, hey, let me help you out. Here's a
Yep.
guitar amp, and
It's happened to me.
What
yeah,
happened at the
it's happened to me. Yeah,
Sunshine Genocide guys? They ended up fixing that one app that we couldn't figure out.
Oh, that was the PA speaker.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
and the community here is pretty awesome. But the people here are awesome. I try to keep it a secret, but
Yeah. Honestly, if you like all the different things that are like recreational and stuff like that, sporting and stuff like that, and community and stuff like that, Idaho's great. But if you like your own like solitude, stay in California.
well, there's plenty of solitude places out here too. These guys have some beautiful farms
it's
out in the
true.
middle of nowhere. Beautiful places. All right, so you guys bowl at all?
I love bowling. I used to bowl in a league when I was a
Hold
kid.
a minute, but yeah, I love bowling.
I just bowled a 201 game the other week.
Woo!
Finally broke the 200.
Good job.
Man, I've been working hard at it.
That's hard.
Yeah, I was proud of myself. I got quite a few strikes.
I've only done that like twice in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So I've learned how to straight bowl. I think from my grandparents when I was a kid, right? They just taught me how to do the basic steps and kick the leg behind and swing it, right? And straight bowl, like aim for this dot. And so, I've been bowling a few times in my life, but I went and visited my brother down in California. I went to the bowling alley and I was straight bowling, doing okay. And I was watching all these guys just spin it and have so much fun. I was like, God damn it, I want to do that. And I'm like, that looks like a lot of fun. So when I came back, I just started going once a week. This is only like 2 years ago or something. And since then, all right. So I was trying to learn how to spin all 3 fingers in the ball. All right, watching all the videos on YouTube.
That's difficult.
All the videos, everything I could absorb. I was bowling like 20s and 30s. Terrible.
Spinning in the gutter every time.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was just gutter balling it left and right. I was just like,
I can't spin them.
I was about ready to quit. I went bowling with my buddy Larry, and he's like, "Do you ever take your thumb out?" I'm like, "What? Never even thought about that. Take my thumb out. That sounds crazy."
Yep.
I was like, so I did it instantly.
Strike.
Right down the lane, beautiful, right into the pocket,
Dang.
and then it like boosted my. I was getting like 190 to 100 games, and then just been working my way up, trying to work my up the way 30s, 150s, 160s. I'm getting like 160, 180s regularly now. But I'm chasing that 250 game now.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's hard work.
It's not. Yeah. Just gotta get a good lane.
What
Right.
happened with me when I was bowling is at first I'd do pretty good. Like once I warmed up a couple shots, I'd be pretty good and get strikes most of the time. But once I outplayed my arm, I would have to put like a brace on because even like walking the right stance, I'd accidentally like bump my leg or do something stupid that's gonna change my stance, and I'd throw it thinking I'm throwing it right down the middle or right on that right side of the lane, and it goes farther right or farther left, and I think once you're a little tired, that's where you got to practice to get the dexterity or the what is that?
Endurance.
The endurance,
because your arm does get worn out after a while.
Yeah,
And
your
people,
fingers.
People
are
don't think
tight.
of bowling as like very, exercise, but yeah, you play a couple of games and you start sweating. Your arms are like another one.
So are you
Yeah.
using lighter balls while you spin them, or
I
using
got
heavier
a
balls?
14.
Damn, bro, that's a heavy spin ball.
Well, I always bowled with the 16, the heaviest
Really?
one, right? Straight bowling.
Yeah,
'Cause
I bowl with those too.
because I have big ass hands, and that
Yeah,
was the only one
fat
with
fingers for
the
me.
big holes, right? So I always bowled with the biggest ball.
Yeah, I feel that.
And then, so when I went and got my own, I was like, well, I'm going to drop a couple pounds because I didn't want to throw that big heavy. Yeah. And so I got the 14. It was perfect.
Cool.
Love bowling. I'm getting better at
We
it.
should go bowling soon.
Yeah.
I was telling you, like we were gonna do like Inner Beast bowling events where we like get a bunch of people to come bowling versus each other and
And
stuff.
there's so many great places. Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boise's full of bowling alleys.
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
It's cool, and you can go there and find good deals during the day. Sometimes just find out what days they have
Mhm.
deals on. Play dollar games or $1.50 games.
Yep, Nampa has that at Nampa Bowl.
Yeah,
They got dollar games.
I used to bowl in the league when I was a kid there at Napa Bowl.
Mhm.
So the whole thing with bowling is buy your own shoes, buy your own ball, and you'll bowl cheap.
And you'll enjoy a lot. That was my biggest beef with bowling when I was younger is, ew, I have to put my feet in these shoes. And then,
They're
like,
nasty, sweaty.
and literally you could buy yourself a pair of shoes
Yeah,
for like $30.
they're super cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wear the nasty shoes, and
Yep.
they have plenty of nice shoes with, and recommend that.
You get like Jordan bowling shoes if you
In
wanted
your
to.
own bowling ball,
Sure
like
can.
if you just enjoy going every now and then, it's nice having your own equipment,
Yeah.
like having your own pool stick.
Yep.
Like having
He comes to my house and doesn't bring a lighter, and I'm like, "Where's your lighter? You gotta have a lighter."
Yep.
Let's move on to vinyl, dude.
Yeah.
Back to music. Back to vinyl.
Are you guys vinyl guys?
You know what? I appreciate vinyl,
Hmm.
and I love listening to certain things on vinyl. I only have a couple vinyls myself, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, only 2.
Well, at least you have some.
Yeah, I have the Blizzard of Oz.
Cool.
Nice.
Yep, and then I have Star Wars: Return of the Jedi soundtrack.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
That's a good one to have.
It's pretty cool. So that one specifically rings not the sound of it specifically, but the
Be careful, because
nostalgia of it.
I actively search for movie soundtrack vinyls. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I have it.
you
I have
be
it.
careful. I might try to pick that one from you.
Do you like laser discs?
I do actually.
I have the original Star Wars on laser disc.
I'm looking for a Laserdisc player.
Oh, okay.
The only ones I've seen like really really bad, and
Yeah,
I
they're
know
always-
there's good ones out there because I got a bunch of Laserdiscs. It would be nice to watch some of them, right? Because I got like the original Terminator, on Laserdisc, and yeah.
I only know one electronics guy, but I will ask him if he knows where some parts are.
Yep, need that Laserdisc. Then I will have everything except for a 8-track player.
Cool.
Yeah. But
What's
anyways,
our vinyl of the day?
the vinyl this week we got up here is the Alice in Chains Unplugged, and this is one of the best, I think, albums or just live performances ever. Quite honestly, the whole thing is gold. And if they recorded it live, and it's beautiful to watch.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the live performance of the Alice in Chains?
No, I have not.
Ooh, man,
No, I have
that
not.
is a very, very awesome performance.
I unfortunately I was going to go see it at Blue Ridge Rock Festival in 2022.
Yeah.
And because the lines to get in the festival were so long, I missed it.
Got it in the nice orange. Yeah. But I got to see Alice in Chains twice. Once with the singer Lane Staley, and one with the new one. And the new one's great.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel he has
not the same.
the raw power. Like he was imitating and not, wasn't his.
He didn't really own it.
He didn't own it. I didn't feel he owned it, but it was an amazing performance, and Alice in Chains is one of the best bands ever.
So see them live.
Yeah, I would see them live anytime. A lot of those bands from that time are still kicking ass to today.
So this is on record right here. So on vinyl, does this have a more special sound to you than it would on like a YouTube video or anything like that?
Or CD, absolutely.
Or CD, yeah.
Well, it's a little bit more. I mean, it's no different than plopping something in your cassette player or putting on the vinyl, right? It's like a little ritual, right? You pull out your music, and I like the vinyls because they're big, right? You get to, there's lots to look at.
Yeah.
And I just, put it on the disc and drop the needle, versus just like you're having your phone, you're like, which is fine. I got lots of digital music. So the biggest difference, though, in vinyl is the older stuff. When they were really new to the left-right panning and stereo sound, they used that more back then, and you hear it in the mix, right? You'll hear a little bit of this on this side and a little bit of this over here, and you'll hear stuff like move from
Instead
here
of
to
just
there.
mono.
And and there's a lot of mono nowadays. They don't even think of the stereo sound because they've had it forever, but it's not something that's really natural to them. And for I feel that a lot of sound guys don't play with that enough.
Yeah, so part
Maybe.
of the stereoization and like the panning sounds left and right, I do a lot of techniques with Drew here. Vocally, when we're recording him, I'll go in the dawn. There's parts that I play with automations, and I'll make it pan from the right side to the left side, back to the right side, then into the center. And
I
it's
love shit
it's
like
awesome.
that.
It sounds really cool when we do that.
Mhm.
Video games utilize that. Not so much like your radio music or anything, but video game music does that.
Yeah.
Video game voiceover acting.
Yeah.
Yep, they use a lot of that tech.
And yeah, so I'm telling you, music producers, play with your panning, play with the left and right speakers a little bit, make it interesting. Right?
I'm one of those guitar snobs, so like I'll listen to these albums, and if I only have the left ear or the right ear only, I don't hear the harmonized part, and I'm like, I gotta hear the whole thing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound the same.
Nope.
So, but yeah, if you put on stuff like Pink Floyd, which they really had a lot of that, and Queen and Styx, and just all of those bands from that age that had really, really technical compositions. It's a lot very interesting for people that like to listen to a lot of. They really examine the music more deeply than others. A lot of people just listen to a song. Some people really really listen to a song, and like a little, every time they listen to it, they listen to something a little bit different in the song.
Yeah.
But that's
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me the song, but how many times do you think you've listened to a song on repeat, like over and over again? Is there a life-changing song like that you had to listen to?
I could tell you one that was I liked a whole lot when I was a young man in high school is Floater Cinema.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that song kicked ass. I was, and I was not huge in the metal then. I was literally just listening to what was on the radio, and like that had a lot of drive to it, and I was like getting me pumped up, and so I recorded onto my little cassette player from my radio, right?
How does that one go? Is that like the Benny Benassi one by any chance?
It's the
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I could Beavis and Butthead out some tunes, bro.
Hell yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Growing up with my cousins, they were all musicians too, and we played that Smoke on the Water riff and like Iron Man and
Smoke on the Water was the very first riff I learned.
I love rock and roll. We played that so many times.
So yeah, we just like to talk about the vinyl. I like having a nice vinyl collection. So right now, I see as far as media goes, that's being sold, it's mostly digital or vinyl, which I think is crazy but awesome.
Yeah. It brings a collective point to it,
Polar opposites, but they're both hitting the same way.
I guess CDs are making sort of a small comeback.
Really?
That was really like the worst media. I feel like they got damaged so easy.
Yeah.
And skipped so hard. Like not even cassette tapes were that bad.
I had to get to MP3 CDs.
Right. So, final questions. What is the best performance that you have been to? Who have you been to that impressed you the most out of all the shows? Who do you think was like the one that was like you did the best out of everything I've seen? I know the one. And it's funny because it's sort of a recent show, but I am blown away by what they did. But who is it for you?
I'll have to think about it for a second.
Okay, what about you?
Okay, I'm actually going to jump out there. So, recently, I want to say it was a couple of months ago, at the Knitting Factory, we had the Black Dahlia Murder come here with Angel Maker and Spite. And who was the other band? You know this. I know you know this.
Was it As I Dying, that one?
No, that was the Chelsea Grid show.
Oh, that was my other guess.
Oh, fair. So anyways, but I saw Angel Maker for the second time. That's like one of my favorite bands in the whole damn world.
Yeah.
And they just replaced one of their singers with another singer that's been inactive from the band Rings of Saturn. So he comes in, and they're a two vocalist style deathcore band. And that was probably the craziest show, like, display, because everyone was just on point. It was at the Knitting Factory, and it was like face back, man. It was nuts.
Now the knitting factory, I mean, it has plenty of room for people, but it is not a big venue.
It is not, and that place was off the chain.
That's
It
what I
was
love
nuts.
about it. Is like there is no bad places in there. You're like right there.
Yeah, you're
close.
locked in. Any
Yeah.
place you
Right
go,
up
you will
front.
see the stage damn well.
Yeah.
Even up at the parallel, you can still see everything. And
Yeah,
it's great.
love the knitting factory.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan there. I've gone there most of my life, even back when it was the Big Easy. So
Yep,
You know,
yeah, that's
Which I
throwbacks.
believe the people that own the Big Easy is the people that own the Revolution now, because that's where all.
Oh,
the
really?
Look at the guitars. Where all those guitars go.
Oh,
They're
okay,
now
yeah.
hanging out.
That's
Yeah.
totally true. I was just at the Rev too.
what,
Revolution.
I don't know the company. Is it CT Touring or
I don't
something
know.
like that? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember that one. But no, what did we just go to the Rev for? What was it?
The Rev. We went to Under Oath.
Yeah, that was Rev.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
Rev there.
Cradle of Filth was just there.
See, that would probably be so cool to see
Cool.
there. That would be like the place to see.
It was
that.
great.
They've been bringing some really good shows. Really good.
Gojira we
artists.
saw there.
Mhm.
Oh man,
So-
I didn't see Gojira when they were here last time. I'm so bummed about it because I love those guys.
My most
Yeah.
memorable In Your Face show was a really cool, nostalgic one for me. A couple years ago, I went to North Carolina to pick up my car that I have now.
Yeah.
And I picked it up from there, and my cousin at the time, it was his car before I bought it, but he was like, "Hey, take as much time as you want. Come back, take a vacation, whatever you want. Just I'll pay you to take it back here to Boise." So I'm like, "Okay." So I go up to Cincinnati, Ohio, and I go and see this band that was an old deathcore band from back in the day that I love called Rose Funeral.
yes.
And that was Rose Funeral's hometown. And it was basically like a local show for them at their own hometown, but it was still with a big band that
So
I
it was
love.
pretty
Yeah,
intense.
it was awesome. Like they've gotten so much better throughout the years, even, and they're just bringing it back. I can't wait to see them tour way more. And
So that was the
it was
best
so
one for you.
cool. Oh yeah, that's one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my life.
What about you, Chad?
Love seeing Red Fang at what's that one downtown Neuralux.
Yeah, I love Red
Oh,
Fang.
bro, the
Red
Neuralix
Fang-
is so awesome.
Red Fang at the Neuralux
Yeah.
was amazing. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, mine was Static X over at the Knitting Factory.
Which
Um,
time?
This last time, though, with the new singer.
Oh,
Okay.
Zero.
All right, and dude, I've seen Static X like for 3 or 4 times now.
Same, yeah.
All right, and this time, their theatrical performance, it was amazing. Their light show, and like they had like these big giant like dummy thing come out on stage, and they had like these gigantic bubble machines that blew bubbles that had smoke filled them, and they're like bursting everywhere. And dude, they I've never seen anything like it. This threw me over. I was like, this is what music needs to be. These guys have it down, because not only is the music 100% badass, right? Mosh pits galore, it's energy, 100% dialed in, awesome music. But their production, I don't know who came up with that, but Static X, you're doing it right. You done put on the best show I've seen in my
Hell
life,
yeah.
right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you ever get a chance, I don't
Go
know,
see them.
go see them.
Okay.
Static
All
X
right.
guys.
Oh yeah, couldn't say enough about that show. I've seen thousands of shows. Static X.
Kicks ass.
Kicks
Hell
ass.
yeah.
Okay, what's your dream car?
I would get a 59 T-Bird, and I'd swap the engine with some crazy big block twin turbo V8
Instead of that flathead that it had.
Yeah,
Bananas old T-Bird.
yeah, they're cool. I like the body style of them. You know what? It's not the coolest car in the whole world, but I like that one. It's a
No.
cool
What?
one.
Yeah, it's
That's what I
your
would
car.
drive,
Your
yeah.
car. All right.
I like mini trucks, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
with big engines in them.
Yeah. How about you? What was your dream car?
Okay, so actually, I've seen this car before, and my sister's ex-boyfriend used to drive it all the time because it was his dad's, and it was a '62 Chevelle, and it was the coolest, most badass car, and I always wanted one since then. That was like the coolest car. It had
Nice.
everything. Yeah, that was the one.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
Well, I've always had my eyes on the Mitsubishi GT 3000 VR4 twin turbo.
Yeah,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
V6
All right.
twin turbo.
Oh, bro.
The Dodge Stealth.
Yeah. The first,
The Eagle
not,
Talon.
not the imitator.
You know, if you can find one with a transmission that works these days, they're rare, but they're cool.
Yeah, man, I would so rebuild it and just like retromod it.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
I had a chance to buy one of those back
I
in the day.
know what Chad is. He would have a Nova.
I do like a Nova, but my dream car
Yeah.
has always been to do a tube chassis and fiberglass body Lamborghini Diablo.
Oh,
wow.
Like the 90s style when they got a little more sleek. I really like that. And instead of having that V12 in it, I would probably do the LS motor like we were talking about.
Okay.
That's where I'd do that 5.3
Yeah.
LS. It's semi cheap. You could get
Yeah,
it
can
in
you get
any
the kit
shop.
car for that right now? Yeah,
Sure can.
yeah.
And then my other dream car is my IS300 Lexus that I have. I think it's just great.
Hell yeah.
Phenomenal.
Okay. So I got a question for you guys, and this is inspired from Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, yes.
All right, you're taking over the world tonight. What is your plan? Go.
I am going to disable all communication.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Everyone will fall apart. Oh, I can't call anyone.
Yeah. There's no way. Good luck.
uh,
Yeah. If you can't communicate, things will just fall apart. So that's my evilest plan.
Okay, how about you?
way to purge it. Jeez.
How are you taking
I was
over the
gonna be
world
like,
tonight?
I want to purge this, but he just said that. Damn.
Be as evil as you want.
Oh
Don't
man,
hold back.
Shit.
Release your
Release the evil.
What
Okay,
movie
Remember
is
your
that
song
from?
lyrics. Remember your song lyrics.
Oh no, that's for Nick. No one needs to hear that. But no,
You turn this Coke into a
Turn
Pepsi.
this Coke into a Pepsi.
if it's for a night, I want the purge. That's what I want. That was great. That was the coolest.
Well, we could like
The
get rid of all the
so
water.
you're gonna
Basically, everything is legal.
you're gonna purge
For the
your way
rest
to
of
the
the night.
top. Okay.
I'm just gonna hide and let everyone else take care of it. I'm gonna come out and be fine and be like, "Wow, that's a lot of bodies."
All right, Chad. What is your evil plan to take over the world tonight?
Oh, you make a device that brainwashes the military
Oh,
under your control.
I like
Pretty
it.
easy. Seems like something Pinky would do.
It's true.
Pinky and the brain.
I'm just going to sprinkle mind control powder in all the Doritos and take over the entire universe.
It's an easy plan.
All the flavors. All right.
You know that movie Josie and the Pussycats?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they could control people through the music.
Oh, see,
I feel like that right there, like frequency manipulation.
that's probably it.
That can be done.
I'm just waiting for the
Brown
Hypnotoad TV show to come on where
Oh.
something comes on and everyone's like.
Yeah, that was
Right.
part of
That's
Batman
any of the
Forever.
news today.
What was that? Batman Forever, right? With the TV they had.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. All right. Speaking of that, what is your favorite potato chip?
I like specifically potato, or like flavored potato.
Any potato chip. What is your favorite?
I
Could be
like
corn.
I like the Ruffles cheddar and sour cream
Nice.
potato
choice.
chips with the
All right.
gravy. Yeah.
All right. What about you?
Sour cream and onion.
Sour cream and onion.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm a ranch Dorito guy. What about you,
Okay.
It's
Chad?
good too.
I really like the kettle chips that they're coming out with.
Oh, it's good.
Are you talking about the Dijon honey mustard?
I mean, they're okay, but like luau barbecues are really
Oh,
good
Yeah, I
one.
like that one.
The
Jalapeno.
sweet onion jalapeno. There's a bunch of really
tried
good
truffle.
kettle chips on.
Truffle's good. It's weird, but it's good.
Funky.
Yeah, it's funky.
Funky.
Really truffly.
All right. So that brings us to the end. So shout out to your organization one more time. Where can they find you and donate?
So you can check out Inner Beast, innerbeast.org. You can donate there. You can check us out through Facebook, and also check out Art by Drew Hicks, our graphic designer of Inner Beast. He is on Instagram and Facebook as well, and as well as our website, innerbeast.org. We plan to have events here in the near future within the next 5 to 6 months, and be looking out nationwide. We're coming.
Yeah, and we would like to have you back before then too. To
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about it. Yeah. So whenever you guys are doing something,
Yeah.
please come back and do
Heck
another
yeah.
podcast so we can talk about it.
We'd like to invite you to some of our little events that we have too.
Of course,
so.
yeah. As soon as we find
Yeah.
a drummer, we are looking for a drummer right now. It seems almost impossible.
We were talking the other day. We're like, you know what? Finding like the perfect wife is really hard, but finding a metal drummer in Idaho is harder than finding a wife.
I don't know why. Like it just seems like metal. There's a lot of metal around here. Like, why is a drummer so difficult to find? Probably because the gear is expensive,
Yep.
right?
We're already
It
in
is,
3
yeah.
other bands too.
Yeah.
And that's why we like eventually want to create like a place where people can come play drums, you know, and not have to pay a bunch of money or anything like that. Like there's cool places that offer like drum sets and places to practice, and they cost a little bit of money, but we want to really get it to where it's like, hey, this is effortless for people that can afford it. You know, we have gear. You don't have to worry about that. You know.
Yeah, well, it's really awesome that you guys are doing this and
Thanks.
sharing and pumping up the community
Hell
because
yeah.
we need more people doing that.
Mhm.
And
I agree.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So all right, well, I
Hell
think
yeah,
that's
guys,
it.
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks
you
for having
coming
us on
on.
the show. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all
It's a
right,
pleasure.
that's it.
Hell yeah.
Boom, boom.
Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging.
Leave them hanging.
There we go.
Hell
we're done.
yeah.